Hi, I'm Janet Glynn. Welcome back to Close to Home Southington's Block of the Month for February. This month we're going to be going over the Creative Grid Kitty Cornered Ruler. We've made this 12-inch block, finished 12-inch block. It consists of two different units. The inside piece is Unit A and the two side pieces are Unit B. So to cut our kits, we're going to have a light, medium, and dark. You first want to press your fabrics in your kits with best press. There are a lot of angles that we're going to be using in this block, and you want to make sure that you start your kits very thoroughly. Okay, so the light fabric, it's pretty simple. It goes the long way. You're going to cut two 4.5-inch strips. Each of those gets cut into a 3-inch rectangle. So you should yield 12 of those. Those are our Unit Bs with the light fabric. I also have light fabrics in the corners. So you'll need 4 3.5-inch squares for our corner blocks. The medium and the dark are our A units, and you will need 8 dark 4-inch squares and 4 medium 4-inch squares. So the medium 4-inch, dark 4-inch, 8 going around for the dark, and 4 in the center for the medium. All right, so I've already cut our kits. I've already starched the fabrics. I have my 3.5s. I have my 8 dark, my 4 medium, 4-inch. But when it comes time to cut my 3-inch rectangles, you can cut them automatically into a rectangle, but I thought it would make it a little bit easier here, and I'm just going to cut my 4.5-inch strip first. And I'm going to lay my fabrics right sides together, because when we cut our B units, we're going to make sure that our fabrics are right sides together. So I'll go ahead and start and get a couple of these going. This is 4.5, and I'm going to go ahead and cut these at 3. Oops. Wish I was lefty like some people. Okay, so we'll come over here, line up our rulers with the 3-inch mark. 1, 2, 3, and here goes 4.5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4.5. So here's a rectangle pair that's right sides together. And for the kitty cornered ruler, every time I make a pair of these, it's going to make 2 kitty cornered units. So we're going to need 6 of these for a total of 12. 8 dark and 4 medium. All right, once I get these cut, we'll go ahead with our kitty cornered ruler. That's 4, 5. And last one is 6. All right, so we have 6 pairs of these rectangles. And now let's go over the kitty cornered ruler. Let me bring this up. So the kitty cornered ruler, everything is cut using this ruler. It will cut sizes of finished units anywhere from 1-inch finished to 6-inch finished. All the cutting instructions are right on the ruler, so you never have to worry that you don't have the right size. Step 1 is for cutting our A units. Step 2 is for cutting our B units. Step 3 is for trimming the points of our B units. And the last one is trimming our kitty cornered block to the right size by putting it in the corner. So let's go through, let's do some A's, some B's, and trimming it up with our last step. So the first thing you want to do is you want to take your 4-inch squares that are going to be your Unit A's, and you're going to press them on the diagonal just one time. So what I like to do is just match up the opposite corner and just hit it with a little bit of heat. I'll do a couple of these, match up the corner, hit it with a little bit of heat, match up the corner. And if they're square, they will come out perfectly on the edges as well. All right, so these are our A units. We're going to go over to our ruler, and right here it says, I don't know if you can read it, but it says fold the square diagonally and place the fold on this line. Okay, so the point goes right up to the corner and the fold goes right on that diagonal depending on what size block you started with. So I'll do that and then we'll go ahead and trim it. I have to do it this way. Sorry, it's backwards. So here's my fold of my triangle, as you can see. And I'm going to put that diagonal line right on the fold so that the diagonal dashed line's right along here and it meets up right at the tip. And that's it. And we'll go ahead and cut that. So we've just made a unit A. All right. So we're going to do this to all 4 mediums, and we're going to do it to all 8 darks. So let me do a couple, but you'll do it for all of them. And we'll just continue doing these A's. I did a couple here. Line up the dotted line, come right to the point, and go ahead and trim. And we are trimming away the raw edges, so we have the fold is right here. All right, so we can press these flat again because we're all done with the diagonal pressing mark. All right, let's cut some unit B's. So here I have my A's ready to go. All right, so the B units, we're going to move to step 2 on my ruler. Now step 2, we're cutting the B units and we're going to align the left edge of the rectangle. So it's going to have a little tip up here, and this solid line going along here is going to be right along the left side of my rectangle. And you'll notice down here, if I flip this around, I would have the same exact piece with the little flat edge up at the top. So let's cut this in half. And by placing our fabrics right sides together, I have both a left and a right side. Okay? So before I open these up, this point here, we need to clip. So the second step of the B unit is to place our point of our corner into these solid black lines, and we're just going to trim this point off. And that's very important because that's going to help us line up our sides to the A units. So same with this, I just turn that around. I'm going to line up my corner right in the black lines and trim away the excess. Okay, so that's 2. And you're going to continue those to make a total of 12 pairs. All right, so come on over and we'll start sewing up some units. The first side we want to do is the right hand side. So we want the right. So here's, as you can see, I have a left and I have a right. Everyone's a pair. Okay, I have a left and a right. And notice that all the small pointed edges come down to the same exact spot. So we're going to start with the right, and this was that little notch that we cut off. So that little notch lines up with the top of our A unit right here, right up at the top. So this is flush and this is flush with the raw edges. And we're going to sew 1/4 of an inch down. You'll notice that the B unit is much larger than the A, and that's perfectly fine. Everything will get trimmed to size at the very end. All right, so just line up that notch with that line edge on the unit A, and we're just going to sew 1/4 of an inch. Don't push or pull. Remember, this is very stretchy. Keep these two pieces lined up right on top of each other. So we'll do this one. It's going to come out somewhere close to the point of the right hand side, of the left side, sorry. All right, here's the next one. I'm just going to fold over the right hand, line up that edge right there with the top of my A unit and along the right hand side. I'll do one more. Okay, get that right on top of each other. Keep those raw edges lined up and hold on to it. Okay. I have a pair of scissors around here. Sorry. Okay, so all these get pressed away from Unit A. So here, remember, this was my Unit A, and I will have a left and a right B. So all these get pressed away from the Unit A. And so does this one. A little bit of heat. So you could do all 12 of these at one time. All right, so now I have half of it done. I'm going to take the other half of my B, the left side, and the same thing happens. The right sides go together, and it lines up here at the top, along the top of the left side of my A unit, and along the left side of this unit. Well, I can't sew a 1/4 inch on this side, so what we're going to do is once we have it matched up, we're going to flip it over and sew a 1/4 inch. Because my 1/4 inch is on the right hand side. Okay, make sure I'm right on top of each other, and I am. And this one, so I have this unit, I'm matching that notch up at the top of my A unit and along the left side of my A unit, and I can't sew that at a 1/4. It doesn't really work very well, so what I'll do is just flip it over and sew this side. And again, we are going to press these away from the A unit. All right, and then we'll take these over to our trimming. Last part is to trim our kitty cornered block. Okay. All right. We did these blocks back in July of last year of 2020, so you may already have the ruler. You might want to give that check that out. First thing you want to do is trim, put the point into the trim 1 and 2. So you'll notice that I have this little wedge in here, and that's going to go right along here, and this dot, or this solid line, is going to come right out the end of my unit here, that corner. So let's line this up. There we go. I have the point in here, and that line goes right out the corner of that. Okay. Perfect. All right, so we're going to trim these two sides. We're going to look for the size of the finished block that we're doing, which is 3 inch. I'll turn this around 180 degrees. I'll line up my 3 inch with the one I just trimmed and trim this side. There we go. We have our 3 inch finished kitty cornered block. I'll do it one more time. We're going to place the point into the point. The line goes right out the corner of our block, and we'll trim this side, 2 sides, 1, 2. Turn it 180 degrees and use the 3 inch mark because our blocks are finished at 3 inches. All right, so that is how you make the kitty cornered unit. All right, there's a couple. So we're going to make 8 of those, 4 of the light gray. Use your best press, nice accurate 1/4 inch seam allowances. Plan where your pop of color is going to go. It could go in these units right here on the inside, maybe just the sides of some of our, might take a little bit of thought where those are going to go. You might want them in the corners. You might want to substitute the light gray for yours. It's totally up to you. It's your pop of color. It's your block. You can start picking up your February kits this Friday. I believe that's February.
Well, Sunday's
12th?
Valentine's Day.
12th. Great. So February 12th, Friday, you can start picking up your February kits. Remember to bring your January block finished to get your February kit free. Okay? And you have up until the March blocks. It's listed here about the March blocks when those are coming up, so you have until then. Pretty easy. We're just going to assemble it according to the directions. Keep working on, we're working on in-house classes, and we'll keep you posted on those as soon as they become available. Watch your emails, and stay safe. Thank you for watching.